two benefits. One is that boron nitrate nanotubes is the strongest, most flexible, biofriendly material on the planet today. It can be applied to a variety of different industry purposes, as well as it is still unrealized for what it actually in R&D has been recognized as in those three areas. So one, it can take heat better than any other material. It's electroconductive in ways that are on the atomic level. So you can actually build, you might even say, small atomic robots to do what you need to do. Biologically, it's boron nitrate nanotubes, as it says, in tubes. You can apply therapies that would actually deliver to different organs in a very targeted manner that themselves could be targeted. I mean, the materials could be programmed to actually reach those therapeutic targets. So there's a number of different areas from pharma, drug delivery, of aerospace, water purification, in which BNTs have massive possibilities. So we're really focused on taking those massive possibilities and turning them into realities commercially. Well, because they have really a higher heat tolerance and they're more biofriendly. Those are kind of the two major areas that we have recognized that they're really key. I think one of the drawbacks have been that they've been difficult consistently to produce at quality, as well as quite expensive. So that's really been the two areas that have really held them back in the applications I mentioned before. And so if you have something that's highly flexible, if you have something that is clearly more biofriendly than current actual nanotechnologies, then you actually have some huge possibilities to not only produce products, but actually have a human impact. That is, I think, really key. The second I want to mention, though, about EPIC is that we're not just a synthesis and materials producing material science company, although we are. We're quite a tech company. And in fact, I think our purpose really is a much more data-driven approach to be able to produce nano BNTs, but also nanomaterials in general. So we have a quite a big mission here to take the data from nano production, QA and feedback into the actual the process of production in such a way that not only ourselves, but other researchers from around the world could actually use our platform. So there's two major benefits. There's the material, but then there's the acceleration of research and discovery and actual being able to produce nanomaterials on a larger, more high quality level. Yeah, so we were founded in 2018. I would say the first 2 years were really a company on paper. The company really hadn't built a team yet, was exploring different options in the area of licensing of technologies, which was the best synthesis technology to actually produce BNTs as our case study in nanomaterials. And then, so really the company didn't get launched until around mid-2000. I came aboard in February 2021 to really bring the company together, both from a tech standpoint and also from a material science standpoint. So really, I won't call it a relaunch, but I would say our true birth on a much larger, more competitive level and going forward on a global level really has started this year and going forward. But we were founded in 2018 and spent some time in the area of licensing, area of product market fit, area of market analysis, and those kinds of things. Yeah, so that was really a nudge towards looking at how research and development can come out of proprietary silos in pharma, and how those proprietary silos, if they're broken, have huge human positive impact. Open source pharma's got a very social human mission, which is to say, can we share data more openly to take deep tech, therapeutic tech, and clinical science forward in a way that right now we are unable to do. And if we had a much more open source platform, we would see someone from Guyana to Rhode Island to any number of areas in the world that would be able to speak together and speak often and compare notes. And scientifically, that is what we want to do. Not only what I want to see in pharma, which I've spent a lot of time, but I also want to see in Epic over time, is to reach that threshold where there's wide collaboration, forward thinking, and really getting traction for the technologies that actually impact people in a positive way. Certainly a different conversation that you're going to find probably in any other nanomaterial technology related companies, which is we're going to be able to talk to you about AI, machine learning, quality assurance, scale, um, ourselves and what we're doing with BNTs as a case study for a larger nanomaterial production process, automated process that we believe actually not only we need, but the world needs, industry-wide and also research-wide. So I think those components are going to be something that you're not going to be able to find in any other stand. If you're talking about like physical, I mean, our stand will have many of the same same banners, or I say similar banners, but it's really our content that people would want to be coming to talk to us about. I think we want to show a kind of roadmap, a way forward for ourselves, but for the field. That we believe is much more data driven than it is today, although it's moving in that direction, much more automated and much more of high quality. And I won't say high quality as if there isn't really high quality baked into a lot of the nanomaterial production of BNT specifically, but that we're really looking at how can we push the field forward to address these issues of consistency across machines, across material, and also across functionalizations. So one of the things that I've seen is that companies often produce the raw material of BNTs or nanomaterials in general, but they don't take it to the next step. I think those are the messages and a roadmap that we're going to be presenting. I think what we're bringing, I mean, a message, but also a whole company approach is that we want to show the way for data-driven BNT and nanomaterial production. We really want to showcase the way machine learning and also data engineering and data pre-processing can actually revolutionize the way in which we not only produce nanomaterials, but explore new experiments. We want to be able to demonstrate and show not only can you accelerate experiments, not only can you automate and ensure higher quality, higher yield of BNTs, but you actually can show the way to scale that BNTs have never achieved, and also nanomaterials themselves. So those are the things you want to come to us to talk, and we would like to talk to you about, but also more importantly, this is our company vision. I think the advanced material industry is where it's at. I think it's at this tipping point, which is where we're pushing, is that it's moving from the tried and true, hypothesis, test, apply, test again, hypothesis, which is certainly a very scientist-driven, as it always will be, process, very human operator. What we want to do is, and what I think the industry is moving towards, is where other industries have gone, which is, can you take that same scientific approach, an experimental approach, and use data to accelerate it, and use data to ensure high quality results, use data to scale those experiments into viable products. And that's really where the industry is, if you want my opinion, overall. But that's also what our company vision is. So I think it's exciting to be here, this convergence of machine learning, material science, nanomaterial. It's super exciting. And I can tell you the people we hire, they see the same thing we see, which is there's a kind of nexus, a kind of tipping point where we're all sitting and we know where things will go, how they get there in a data-driven way. We'll all see, but it is a data-driven future. Well, I think partners. Because as you sort of brought up nicely, the open source pharma article is in our spirit, we're very collaborative. Um, in that article, it was a silo breaking kind of article, but as a company, we also are very silo breaking. We want to talk to um, partners and people that we can join forces with. So I think looking for partners, um, from a tech standpoint, looking for data, but partners number one, and like-minded people that see the way we see it, or at least can add and even correct us in our assumptions about where material science is going. But I think share excitement would be my number one thing. Share our enthusiasm for pushing the field forward would be something I would be in open arms to accept and try to encourage.